Hello and welcome to, of course, Sports in the Mix with the crew. I am Cedric Bailey. Of course, the fellas, Greg Hyman, and of course, enough said Henry. They are still on assignment. They will be checking back with us again soon. But right now, we continue with, of course, Brandon Lewis. Brandon, hey, how you doing, sir?
I'm good. How about yourself, Cedric?
I'm all right, man. We had a heck of a weekend. It was sports here. We were everywhere. And now you're back in Soonerland, and I'm back home. And we're back in the studio, our home studios, after a tremendous week. We are right now in the process getting ready to share with you guys in our next segment about what happened after that exciting Cotton Bowl. First of all, Brandon, can you walk us through and tell us what happened as we were going down there, please?
Well, of course, we went about 5 minutes, between 5 and 6 minutes down to elevator. Got to I want to say that is the west end zone of AT&T Stadium. And at the time, USC had the ball. They were back to the 1 yard line. And this was some of the best defense I have seen Tulane play. They basically got a safety. They tackled the running back in the backfield, which gave them momentum going into the Nets possession. As it was 39-45. And from there, USC kicked it off, and they basically drove down the field. We kind of had a scare when number 2 caught the ball, kind of went head on with the USC defender. And then from there, Michael Pratt went back, threw the ball, and it was a touchdown. They weren't saying that he didn't secure it, but after looking at the reviews constantly, he secured it, which gave them a 45-45 tie. And then from there, the kicker, Ambrosio, as his name, I won't ever forget that, because kickers always have those different last names. And he kicked basically the winning field goal and made it 46-45. They kicked the ball off. Tulane kicked the ball off to USC. USC pretty much they tried to run it, but it didn't get anywhere. So from there, they tried to do a little like the Patriots did, but they didn't throw it to the defender. But Tulane's defense eventually got them after a few seconds. Trying to throw the ball around to different people to try to get a play downfield, and that secured the win. One of the most historic wins in Tulane history.
I got my depth chart here, and I was looking at it, and with college, with you having more than almost 100 guys on the sideline, that you got duplicate numbers. So Deuce Watts was the wide receiver, and then number 2 was Dorian Williams. That is the young man that we had a chance to interview. Of course, Deuce Watts being there, and he's from Richmond, Mississippi. It's Petal. And then the other gentleman, Williams, was from, of course, South Carolina, by a town called Indian Land. So that was excitement, man, and we just got there at the right time, the right spot.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. We lived life. Yeah, I really have to say that we lived life. It was a fun time. As soon as the game was over, we rushed the field. I never stormed the field like that ever in my life.
I said we got a bulldog on the field. He's running.
So it was amazing. It was amazing field. I feel like I won the championship. So it was nice to take that all in, be able to, celebrate with Tulane. I got a few player interviews, congratulated a few players. So that was just an amazing atmosphere. Pretty much seeing both teams play. I saw Tulane play here last year when they were displaced by the hurricane, as we were supposed to go down there and visit them, but they agreed to come up here, so we host them, gave them good hospitality in Soonerland here in Norman. So that was great to see, and just see the historical turnaround after going 2-10 last year and making it to 12-2 as American Athletic Conference champions and Cotton Bowl Classic champions.
I was looking at our roster right here, and the young man that we talked to, number 41, Kriston Esnard, he did throughout the season, he kicked at least 6 field goals. His longest was for 30 yards, where the other kicker, Valentino Ambrosio, kicked at least 11 field goals. and his longest for 47. So, he told us that he just wasn't able quite to get those long ones down. There's no problem with the PA attempts, but it was the long ones when you need about a 40-yarder. And we know what that's like, because in the Ohio State game, what happened to that field goal kicker?
Yeah, he was just completely off target. He didn't land where he needed it to. So that kills him. And it's sometimes hard when the pressure is all on you as the kicker. So, it's just hard, when you're trying to go in and, the game is on the line and you're the one that's responsible either for the win or for the loss.
Yeah, you're right about that. And by the way, you're going to get a chance to hear our interview with number 11. His name is Jarius Monroe. And that young man is from, of course, Laplace, Louisiana. He played at Nicholls State, and he is there now, of course, with Tulane, the Green Wave. Now, let's talk about Monday Night Football. Let's get your feedback on that, Brandon.
Well, like I told people, they were asking, hey, did you see this? Did you see that? I'm like, I have no clue what you're talking about. I was still living on cloud 9 from the Cotton Bowl. It was just amazing experience. But prayers go out to Damar Hamlin. I hate to hear that. Pretty young guy. If I'm not mistaken, he was 24 years old. And that's just tragic, the type of hit that he took, and it caused him to go into cardiac arrest. I did see the videos. I was looking at a TikTok earlier where a doctor was trying to explain to what caused him to go into cardiac arrest. And it's basically he got hit in his, I forgot what they call it. It's a wall, cardiac, I think, wall. And it hit him just right in the right spot to cause him to, basically go into cardiac arrest. I heard that, he wasn't breathing or anything like that, but that's just tragic. That's going to change the dynamic of the game. I know they're going to go into trying to find a better way to protect chest now. Usually, you hear about the concussions. Now, this is a serious matter. And this is not just a serious matter in football. This is a serious matter in all sports, because the heart, that's a special place. That's what pumps us, that keeps us going throughout our life and stuff like that. So
if
serious.
you have an enlarged heart, Brandon,
Mhm.
that means your heart skips a beat. And if you have that and they detect that, you're not going to get a chance to play the game. Same thing with basketball too, as well. You know, and soccer players too. If you have anything, your heartbeat skips a beat in any kind of way, that will not allow you to get into the military. And they do that for a reason. You think about Hank Gathers when he collapsed on the floor back in the 90s. You can go online and see this, but it was a situation where he was as a tackle, and it just so happened that hit it in the spot it shouldn't have done it, because in his moment, he was like, okay, I made this hit, but I got hit in return, dead right here in my heart. And he got up, and when he did that, that's when everything stopped. The blood and everything was not flowing, and everything shut down. Now, I will say this. The most important thing that happened is that those people from that EMT didn't waste no time. The people from Cincinnati need to be recognized for their response, how they was able to pull all his gear off, get to him and get the job done, and then get him out of there, because what if somebody had a panic, Brandon? What would they done then during that time period? Then we would, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the sad part about it. Because, it's like we say, it's very serious. It could have went either way, kudos to that EMT staff that were able to get him, going. They were able to get him to the hospital. He's still in critical condition from what I heard, but that's just serious. It makes you think about, things about life. Here, a guy was playing a sport that he loved, worked hard to get where he is, and then just one wrong hit and wrong angle caused him to basically almost lose his life.
Yeah. So now that means, like you said, they're going to have to review everything. And here's the next question, that the NFL went ahead and made a statement and said that game will not be going any further. They're going to end it right there. Okay. And So that means now you got the playoff picture. I'm pretty sure that they're meeting right now to discuss all that. And the impact of that game was so crucial because the top three teams were the Chiefs and the Bills and, of course, the Bengals. So I think what's going to happen, and I'm just speculating, I think Kansas City is going to go ahead and get that number one spot. And then the Bengals and, of course, the Bengals and the Bills will go ahead and have to just go for second and third. It's just one of those things in the season that happen because you're going to say, well, people are going to say, well, that's not fair to the Bills. I know the Bills Mafia going to say that, but you got to remind everybody that the game is entertainment. Life is what counts. I know that there are people out there that don't give a flip about it. They got some curse words because to them, it's about one thing. It's about the money, fantasy picks, betting in Vegas. And this is something that they've never, ever had to address before. And so now we already know what the owners meeting is going to be about. In the event of a game, what do you do?
Right. And that's the thing. What we're finding out in sports here lately, a lot of tragic events are happening. A lot of things are changing. And we have to just go with the flow, just like if we would with life, and we can't get mad or anything like that because at the end of the day, these are still human beings.
Yeah, and I want to commend the commentators. Man, Ryan Clark was just phenomenal. Booger McFarland was phenomenal. Lisa Salters was just incredible. Even my man Scott Van Pelt, because Ryan Clark reminded everybody. And then I got to say, Marcus Spears, who played at LSU and played for the Cowboys, he reminded people, because here's the most important thing is you got to remember when these guys sign on the line and they're chasing their dreams, they want to do like what Deion Sanders said. I want to work with my mama, don't have to work no more. I want to make sure that I take care of her. And to them, that's going to work. But then at the same time, you're not able to go to work because your brother is down. And it's like, you expect me to get back up. And I know somebody that said that, but no, they looked over and they said, no, we're not doing this. No, and they made a stand. And I just want to commend those players. It's about life. They put everything online, for this game, Brandon.
Absolutely. I agree. And that's the thing, we have to look at it, but you understand it more when you're a former athlete. You know what these guys go through because they're like your brotherhood. You come together, you work hard, you practice, you basically eat, you grind together. Those are your family members.
Yeah. So right now it's going to be a while. There are games that are going to be taking place on this weekend, on Saturday and Sunday. And I know right now the NFL's got to make a decision on those games and everything, what's going to happen. But, that's just the way it is. It's called life. And the most important thing I just want to say is please, for that young man's sake, and by the way, here's the most important thing. He had a Chasing M Foundation that he had set a goal for $2,500, and man, that thing was up to $3 million this morning. I don't even know what it is now. And he set up something to help his mom. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
yes, the support has been there, and that's what I love. Everybody coming together. Like I said, I haven't really seen much because I kind of been still living in Cloud Nine. Making my transition back to Centerland. But I'm gonna take the time out tonight to do a little research on Damar Hamlin because I never heard of him. To get a better understanding of who Damar Hamlin is, what was he, what he stand for, his values, what he do for the community and everything like that.
Yeah, you're right about that. And I was looking at the schedule to see what's next for the Bengals. That right now they're supposed to be playing the Ravens on their next game or so. And, looking at the other games, and then looking at Sunday, January the 8th, the Bills will be at home and they're going to be playing your team,
Right.
So that's what we're looking at right now to see what's going to happen on that. Hey, by the way, who won that Rose Bowl game?
Penn State.
They got it done, huh?
Yes, they got it done. They beat
Utah, huh?
Yes, and I was looking. James Franklin is 3-1 in New York. New York. I don't mean that. In New Year's six bowls, 3-1.
Wow, amazing on that one. Well, Brandon, hey, listen, man, I sure appreciate you hanging out with us here on Sports in the Mix with the crew. We had a phenomenal time. It was great coverage, and we got a chance to meet a lot of people. So I want to say thank you to Scotty Rogers and the whole crew there at the Cotton Bowl, just for a phenomenal job. And I got I mean, we had some great times. I got my deal right here, Brandon. You see this right here?
Yes,
You see that? It's
I'm going to utilize it starting tomorrow.
Did you get yours?
Yes, I have it right here.
Yeah, there's Brandon getting it down and everything. We're always packing up goodies coming from there. You go, right there. Good to go.
Yes, it was a tremendous experience. I loved it. I don't know if you noticed, I was looking back at my credentials. I did 3 main events last year.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been a true blessing. I have met different people. I'm starting to see the same people I have met at previous events, different events later on. So it's been good. People are out there willing to help you. As long as they see your determination, your motivation, your will, your drive, they don't mind helping you at all.
All right. Well, Brandon, sure appreciate you being with us here on Sports in the Mix with the crew. And of course, I want to say thank you for also hooking up with the Ace and Trey Club. Those brothers have just been balling here on this network.
Yes. Sadly, I didn't get a chance to hang out with them, but I'm proud of them. Keep pushing.
Show of the year, Coach Show of the Year, along with Dean on the weekends. So,
Right. So yeah, just keep pushing. Sooner or later, I will be joining. So they're gonna have some competition.
Look out now. But we're out of here. We got more coming out. We're going to take you to the field in our next segment. So keep it right here on the BGC Sports Network. I am Cedric Bailey. And Brandon, how can they reach you?
You can follow me at Twitter at blewis2510, or you can find me on Instagram at _blewis2k14. Again, that's Twitter, blewis2510, or Instagram at _blewis2k14.
All right, getting ready for the championship on Monday night, TCU versus those Georgia Dogs. And that game is at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. A lot of TCU fans are back, and they're ready to head on back there.
Yes, I'm excited for it. Shout out to the players again that I mentioned not long ago: Colt Ellison, Wes Harris, Wyatt Harris. Just name a few people that I have got to interact with throughout sports and became friends with over time. So just shout out to them, and hopefully they bring home the hardware.
All right. We got more to come. Keep it here on the BGC Sports Network.